Much. This is going to be a very short, precise and concise presentation, thought-provoking, and it's like a reset button. Our point of approach is that before you do develop a functioning commodity trading ecosystem, you have got to start from the start. What do you trade? Where is the commodity? What is the supply chain security? Can you be able to create a predictive model to make sure that the ecosystem works efficiently? Our contention from NIRSAL, being part of the technical team forming the ecosystem, is that we have got to start from the beginning. In starting from the beginning, we have two prongs. One, we are going to demonstrate that the capital market itself has a brand new opportunity to expand and deepen the capital market. While doing that, it will then tangentially sort out the issue of the commodity in the commodity trading ecosystem. So these are the two fundamental premises from which I will approach this discussion today. NIRSAL is a creation of the central bank, 100% owned by the central bank. There you are. Incorporated in 2013, designed to do what you saw in the middle, fully capitalized by the central bank to the tune of $500 billion US. Essentially, NIRSAL was enabled and brought into existence with the policy support of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and the Nigerian Bankers Committee. All the CEOs of banks, all banks in Nigeria, they are partners in the setup of NIRSAL. What is our core objective? To raise finance and investment if we use the proxy of credit lending from commercial banks to about 7%. By 2026, that's a huge undertaking. If you take total credit to the economy by commercial banks in 2018 at about 15 or 16 trillion, you can imagine what 7% of that would be. The other object is to ensure that insurance, which is a fallback option for everyone in this room, including NIRSAL, moves from indemnity-based one-jacket-fits-all insurance product to specific bespoke insurance products that speak to the challenges faced by each segment of the agricultural value chain, horizontally and vertically. Today, the insurance products as it were in the 70s, indemnity-based, one-jacket-fits-all, similar more or less the kind of product you sell for vehicle insurance. That cannot cut it for agriculture as a business. Two, we also have to ensure that by 2026, formalized smallholder farmers in structured relationships with the market and finance have reached about 3.8 million. In doing that, the central bank enabled us to create 5 pillars of engagement. Our funds are shared according to those pillars. The greatest allocation of our funds are on the risk-sharing facility, up to $300 million, whereby we issue guarantees up to 75% to protect finance and investment. Like I said, the insurance product development, we don't just talk, we walk our talk by inviting all practitioners and the regulator of the insurance industry to be able to jointly finance the creation of those new products. Normally in this kind of thing, the insurance companies are not designed to do that kind of developmental heavy lifting. Part of our contribution is to allocate up to $30 million of our fund to create the ecosystem to create those new products. Technical assistance, we know that on the finance side as well as on the borrowing side for agricultural value chains, it takes a big brother in the middle to spend its own money to provide that alignment between the two. And that is why we allocated $60 million to provide technical assistance. This is actually a public spend to ensure that the bride and the groom have that handshake. Otherwise, the agri side and the finance side, also represented by the capital market, will always be looking at each other, but there will be no effective marriage between the two. And therefore, NIRSAL sits in between them. But to make all these things happen neatly, successfully, and for the marriage to succeed, the central bank, in its wisdom, also created another public spend, whereby you do a beauty contest for all actors on the finance side and on the agri side by rating everyone according to standard parameters of behavior. We're going to soon launch that one and then reward good behavior. And we have allocated $100 billion to all actors on the finance side as well as the agri side to reward them materially and to improve good behavior and performance. Now, how do we do what we do? NIRSAL engages with the market through the deployment of tools and products and services. One of the key tools we deploy is, first of all, disaggregating any agricultural commodity into its constituent parts. The reason is this: if you tell finance and investment, finance agri for me, what does finance agriculture mean? It means everything, it means nothing. Really, there's nothing like agriculture. The only way I can convince the capital market and the owners of finance in this room is to tell them there is agri-business. The moment you mention business, it means, irrespective of what you do, you are bound by the imperatives of business. Risk management, accountability, transparency, corporate governance, and it doesn't matter whether you do primary production, processing, logistics, haulage, or market. You have got to be bound by global imperatives of business. Hitherto, Nigeria has been doing what? Agriculture, but not agribusiness. Agribusiness, what NIRSAL has done is to go back to basics. Any agricultural commodity value chain can be broken into its component parts, fundamental component parts. Name them. Every commodity will have its pre-upstream segment, the upstream segment, the midstream and downstream. Those of you, and I know the capital market and the SEC deals in commodities, metals, energy and agriculture. If you take oil and gas, or even mining, this fundamental logic is there. You have to have a pre-upstream well sorted out before you have an effective upstream. To have an effective midstream well supplied, you have got to have an effective upstream. To even supply and make sure there's supply security to downstream actors, you have got to make sure that the midstream works, the upstream works, the upstream works. Therein lies the secret of business, because beyond the horizontal segmentation, each of these pre-upstream, upstream, midstream, downstream has verticals. Those verticals are where the individual businesses exist. So if you tell finance and investment to finance agri, like I said, it means everything, it means nothing. But the moment you begin to give individual businesses, make a business case for actors in pre-upstream, upstream, midstream, downstream, it begins to take physical dimension to the minds of financiers. But what does NIRSAL do? Beyond breaking down any commodity value chain, be it cocoa, be it honey production, be it cereals production, whatever it is, what NIRSAL does in order to do that is to support all this with high-level science, technology, and innovative approaches. Otherwise, it cannot work. One good thing about agriculture is, agriculture, I can say, is 100% scientific, 100% data-based. When you're talking of Internet of Things, data, analytics, blockchain, all those Industry 4.0 terms, I can assure you, they apply to agriculture when you want to convert it from agriculture to agribusiness. The fundamentals of the fourth industrial revolution, the data revolution, the information revolution, the perfect candidate for that is the agribusiness sector. And Nigeria cannot be left behind, because we have got to leapfrog. Incremental approach in converting agri from culture to agribusiness cannot work. We have got to leapfrog, we have got to acquire, we have got to buy, we have got to poach, we have got to do whatever we can to move from the landline technology to the fifth generation GSM technology. Similar leap must happen for agriculture to move from culture to business. We all know that Nigeria did a little of landline, but today, every young person in this room may not even remember the dial-up landline. Does anyone remember? Probably people in my generation. But most people in this room know only the digital touch screen, right? This is what we need to do. How do we do that to support all of you here? First of all, when it comes to the field, the technology of geospatial mapping and the structuring and visibility of the field must be leveraged. Today, low Earth orbiting satellites, those satellites that deal with geospatial mapping, have moved from military industrial application to agriculture. You can actually visualize across the globe the physical structure, the production pattern. In fact, you can do NDVI, normalize differentiation, to differentiate between certain commodities, even all of them agree. You don't have to put boots on ground to know what to produce, where to produce, and how to produce. Geospatial mapping has done that. Supporting that will be specialized drones, what we call unmanned aerial systems, that can give you the kind of granularity in terms of physical assessment of fields that human eye and human foot cannot give you. Two, you have got to support the system with comprehensive agricultural mechanization. And when I say mechanization, I mean every aspect of primary production, midstream, upstream, has to be mechanized. And you have got to support it with comprehensive field monitoring. Again, going back to satellite technology. You don't use an eye, you don't want to use an eye or any kind of guesstimation to know what's happening in the field. Sitting in my head office today, we can be able to visualize the performance of a hectare of a crop in any remote part of Nigeria without setting a foot on that hectare of a soil. This is the kind of thing that the investors, the capital market, the bankers in this room needs to know. When I open my vault, when I release my money, how can I have visibility of my funds flow? How does this money get used and come back to me with my projected return? You can only do that, ladies and gentlemen, when you leverage science, technology, and innovation. And that is what NIRSAL offers. Again, you will have to support this system with what we call the PHP3. Pre-production, you have got to have technologies that separate seed from grain. In Nigeria, people say we have seed industry. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a seed industry. We don't have pure genetic material to begin the value chain. Most seed companies, when they sell you a bag of seed with premium price, if you do the analysis, you subject that to optical sorters, to machines that separate grain from seed, you realize that only between 15 to 18% are viable seeds. But yet we make our farmers pay premium for so-called seeds. If there is no genetic material, there is no agribusiness, because this is the beginning. 50% of yield and output begins with pure genetic material, not even your cultural practice in the field. So we have developed what we call the PHP3. You have got to sort out primary sorting, you have got to sort out harvesting efficiency through mechanization, you have got to sort out primary processing, primary transportation, and primary storage. Remember, I'm not talking of secondary transportation. I'm not talking of big ticket silo storage. I'm not talking of value-added processing. The thing is, everything breaks down the moment biology and agriculture gives you high yield. Between that high yield in the 1 hectare and the market, if you want to follow the money, there is a big gap called the HP3 gap. Harvesting efficiency, if you don't do it, you have 60 to 80% post-harvest loss. If you don't condition that grain, 40 to 6% post-harvest loss. If you don't evacuate the grain efficiently to primary storage, thank God for technology today, you don't need multi-billion naira steel silos to store. Plug and play storage systems like the Grain Pro model, where you can simply clear the ground, inflate your the storage system, put your grain in there, zip it up, asphyxiate it by removing oxygen, put your grain in there, it can store for 3 months to 8 months without any living thing surviving. These are plug and play systems that you can deploy. But underlining all these, ladies and gentlemen, you have got to support the entire players with technical assistance and structure. That is what NIRSAL does at our own cost. You have got to develop innovative insurance products. That is what NIRSAL does at its own cost. Then you have got to practically develop the business model and the financing framework. Because the thing with finance and investment in Nigeria is kind of a lazy system. They want a food is ready kind of approach. Food is ready, then they can eat. If there is no food ready, the finance and investment compatriots cannot buy it. Somebody will have to do it for them. And therefore, NIRSAL has taken it upon itself to develop bespoke business models and develop the financing framework, and then surround all that with the license sweetener, the icing on the cake, providing credit guarantee of up to 75%, and guess what? Rewarding you for good behavior with up to 40% interest rebate for good behavior. These are just some aspects of the NIRSAL tools. Next, like I mentioned earlier, to sweeten the deal for finance and investment, we are providing this set of guarantees for anyone wishing to put his money where his mouth is. And I'm appealing to the capital market. You will have 75% support for primary production of any commodity, because that's the riskiest segment. Mechanization 75%, because you cannot have effective primary production without sufficient mechanization. You have 75% guarantee on the value of the investment financing, processing 50% because it's asset-based, integrated farms 30%, logistics 30%, and dealers and traders 30%. On top of that, like I said earlier, we are ready to support you with up to 40% rebate in case of bank lending. So far, all this is about NIRSAL. in the last 3.5 or 4 years of our existence. Effectively, NIRSAL came into the market in January 2016. Some people who assume this organization has been as old as probably the rangers from USC. We are not. We're just about 3.5 to 4 years old post-exit from central bank. But even within that period, ladies and gentlemen, we have been able to coax, convince, encourage the financial sector from zero to release up to 95.5 billion as of the second quarter of this year. We have been able to guarantee up to 606 projects. We have also paid Dash, AWUF, if you like, up to 1.06 billion of interest drawback, and we have been able to pay crystallization payout of up to 4 billion. I don't want to bore you with the rest. Suffice it to say, most African governments are approaching us to set up a similar risk-sharing facility. But let me come to the heart of the matter. Why did I say you cannot have an effective commodity ecosystem, trading ecosystem, without the commodity? The current challenges we have, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Next slide. This is where we are. While we are supposed to do the value chain, this is where we are. We lag behind other countries, price instability, unreliable supply of materials, but still agriculture remains an important part of our lives. There is a functional ecosystem with no doubt, when it's functional, will solve a lot of our problems. So in doing that, let me do a deep dive. There has to be a movement from the business as usual supply and demand relationship where we are to this optimized envisioned state of commodity trade. About 140 million of the agricultural players in Nigeria are smallholder farmers, 70% are smallholder farmers. This system, ladies and gentlemen, is a poverty perpetuating system. It's not a fair trade system. It's a system whereby the middlemen, the traders, everyone wants to squeeze the smallholder farmer so he gets poorer this year than how he was last year. And you cannot have an equitable system that gives you supply security until every actor in that value chain has equitable return for his effort and investment. As it is today, because their farmers are poor, they are illiterate, they are not organized, they are not structured, they don't have voice to speak. Everyone comes like a vulture and actually takes value out of them, squeeze them, take the worst price out of them, and then deliver to market, whereby in a typical final product, a farmer probably gets only 10% of the value of the final product. 90% of that goes to other players that did not produce the value in the first place. That is not fair, that is not conducive to a trading ecosystem. A high tide that comes to the shore must lift all the boats. The big luxury yachts as well as the tiny canoe. A high tide must lift every boat on the shoreline. That is the only way, ladies and gentlemen, that the capital market and the Securities and Exchange Commission can have a fair and sustainable ecosystem. So we have got to move from where we are to this ecosystem. And what do I mean by that? The starting point is primary production. You have got to have soil and environment-friendly land development. You have got to have land aggregation, not only with KYC of the producers, but there is also what NIRSAL introduced, KYA. Know your farm, which means every farmer must know the geometry and the area of his farm. But beyond that, every farmer must know his neighbor. Because if you want to deploy blockchain technology to be able to trace your finance and put control, the principles of blockchain can be applied there. Because if the people on this table know each other, our plots are next to each other, and we all formally recognize that together we can present this table as a unit of finance. It makes more sense to finance and to markets, rather than Mr. Ade presenting his 0.5 hectares for finance. Right now, the government and the central bank have taken a position. We eat what we grow what we eat. And you can see with the physical closure of the borders and many other states. Just yesterday, the CBN moved the LDR, the loan-to-deposit ratio of commercial banks, from even the 60% to 65%. I can assure you the CBN will move further. So if banks and investors are not ready to come in, the CBN has some sticks in its tool that can make them perform. It's up to us on the agri side to make a case for them to invest. But the question is, in spite of the demand side being very robust, being there, and we have a connective tissue called the commodity trading ecosystem, do we have sufficient quantity and quality of the required commodities, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have commodities? Yes, you can say we have commodities, but where are they? Can you even be able to predict for the next 2 years that the supply of white maize or yellow maize or soybean, you can get and you can create a predictive model based on that supply? You can't. You can only do spot relationship. And no business plans on spot models. You plan on medium to long-term models. But except you have supply chain that is also planned on medium to long-term, the whole system will break down. Now, that is on the demand side. On the supply side, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is blessed with all these things. We all know, since when we were primary school, we have been blessed with endowments, but what's this one? These endowments were not produced by our intellect. God gave it to us. That's what He did. We have not yet applied our brains to convert these natural endowments to capital assets. We have not. A typical example is agriculture. We have that land, we have water, we have ecology, we have labor, and the farmers are scattered. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all suffering for it. Low yields, difficulty in produce aggregation and transportation, poor produce quality, high post-harvest losses, all contracts that affect science, or Olam science, or anyone's science with aggregators and primary, I can assure you, those contracts will not last more than one cycle. All relationships break down because even your supplier will soon run up against a brick wall. Because before him, the supply chain for him will also break down. Therefore, contracts cannot be sacrosanct. We know what FX is going through with us in the field. FX can only plan for the season. If you ask FX today, can they plan for the next 5 years? On a supply chain security, they can't. So, ladies and gentlemen, it starts from the field. We're all suffering for it. Now, what are we saying? The opportunities and the natural endowments must be supported with 4 capitals. 4 opportunities for 4 capitals. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria will need to buy, hire, rent, cheat, whatever it is, to get technology capital, equipment capital, brain capital, but all of them enabled by finance capital. You can have all the technology, all the equipment, all the finance, except you have the capacity to conceptualize a project, initiate a project, execute a project, deliver on pre-planned results on a project. You cannot be able to create the change. Everyone can have wishful thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Thoughts must be converted to projects. Projects must be controlled. And project management is a standard global approach. You cannot have a Nigerian project design and management approach different from the one in the USA, different from the one in Australia, different from the one in Chile. It has to be a global approach. Remember, agri from culture to agri as a business. So we need those capitals. These capitals must be deployed into the horizontal and vertical gaps and opportunities in the agricultural value chain. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we mean by our own understanding of the commodity trading ecosystem for agriculture. I know there are metals, there are mining, there's energy and the rest, but my bias is for agriculture, and this is it. With this one, the capital market must be ready to create financial investment opportunities for the baseline, for the midline, and for the top line. What I'm saying, you cannot have primary production of these commodities here until you are able to sort out land development in organized way. Not these scattered farms. You can organize the scattered farms, and NIRSAL has developed a model called the scarce monoliners. And even if you have the land, you have got to make sure farmers produce at least twice price here. Otherwise, they will remain in poverty cycle. Thank God today, irrigation technologies are advanced. You don't need multi-billion-dollar dams to be able to supply water. You have plug-and-play systems that can provide irrigation as what? As a service. Land development as a service. Land preparation and processing as a service. Primary production, harvesting, processing, transportation, storage as a service. And guess what? You can also provide captive energy to processors as a service. Now, when you do that, we all know software as a service, right? We can still apply that same concept to agricultural services. And it's easy. When you do that and you make an investment case, all that we want the capital market to do is to support these actors with long-term investments so that they sell services piecemeal to all the actors along here. The commodity trading ecosystem cannot succeed, ladies and gentlemen, until you effectively finance the midline and you finance the baseline. Of course, eventually, the processing segment too has to be financed. When you look in value-added processing, with the commodity as the price discoverer and as the connective tissue, with primary production, with these baseline services, then you can start talking of predictive models. You can know what quantity to produce this year, next year, and beyond. So, I'm sorry to say the capital market is not living up to standard from the point of view of agriculture. If you look at it, out of 166 total number of stocks listed, only 5 are agriculture related. And we know the usual suspects in that. We all know the 5. In the last, as far as I know, in the last 10, 15 years, it's always the 5 that are featuring. But agribusiness goes beyond that. 2, total market capitalization to 6.3 trillion. Out of that, only 103 billion goes to agriculture. But guess what? This same sector that is neglected contributes 23% to the GDP, but yet taking only 0.4% of total market capitalization. So we need to think about that. Yet, if you look at it also, the performance of all sectors has been negative. You can see healthcare, you can see conglomerates. But of all the low performance, agriculture performed less, also negative, but at a very low rate. We believe that with the commitment from all parties, we can move that to positive potential. So, what are the enabling environments that are existing right now? On the local side, we have very perfect alignment between fiscal and monetary policy. Everyone knows what my boss thinks about the government central bank. Always agree. If you approach the government central bank, will agree, he will open his doors for you. The government today, if you approach the presidency and the policy side, will agree to open the doors for you. So there is perfect alignment of the stars for taking us to the advantage of. Rapid population growth, rising middle income class, and guess what? $22 billion locked in for import substitution if we can produce it. Across the world, we are projections by African Development Bank in just the next 5 years to 6. Africa will import up to $110 billion from the rest of the world. Therein lies our market. We have just signed after, the market is bigger for us, rapid population growth, $5 trillion global economy, and then there is the Trump-China issue, which on the one side is also an opportunity for us. US, the Pacific journey, I think is halfway from here to China, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Soybeans alone, because we need it, we can be able to position ourselves and take advantage of that. I'm about to wrap up because I'm under pressure, but this one, the capital market must be ready to be able to create financing products and opportunities in upstream and downstream. Because I've been talking in general terms, guys, we need money, capital market investment in fertilizer value chain, in seed crop protection and other input distributors, in mechanization equipment. If you go to upstream, primary production organized needs long-term financing. In midstream, you need agro-processors to be financed long-term. All these providers, aggregation, storage, transportation, packaging. Finally, all final off-takers need to have long-term patient capital financing. I can assure you, when we do it right, the agricultural sector, when we do it as agribusiness, will give you a return of at least 200% return. And I did here with bearing witness. If you move yield from just 1.5 tons to 8 tons per hectare, which is a potential, ladies and gentlemen, what percentage increase are you talking about? Over 700%, isn't it? Just by moving yield from what it is to there. So the market is there, the return is there. What we are offering to the capital market, ladies and gentlemen, is a locked-in financing system with upstream, midstream, and downstream, where there will be large integrated financing tickets, which can be an asset class in its own right, central account domiciliation, demand and supply transactions locked in amongst all the value chain actors, virtual financial transactions, virtual, not literal, near zero cash movement among actors, and all financiers and investors will have complete visibility of their money, where it goes, how it is used, how it comes back to them. So, in conclusion, NIRSAL is ready to offer business modeling and identify the horizontal and vertical agribusiness opportunities, complete with proven modeled return on investment. 2, we are ready to provide geospatial mapping and research validation for all agricultural commodities in the ecological area. We are ready to form cooperatives based on geography of farmers, not cooperative because I like him, you like me, I like him, you like me. It is the land that makes you a cooperative, not human affinity. So geo-cooperative, we are ready to create about 16,000 geo-cooperatives on 4 million hectares, dealing with about 8 million farmers. We already profiled technical partners around the globe, from Americas, Europe, Israel, and the rest, that are ready to provide the intellectual capital we need to be from. Right now, in the last 6 months, because of NIRSAL's engagement with the credit management committees of commercial banks, we have been able to lock in up to 144 billion in commitments by commercial banks. And we are ready to provide our credit risk guarantee, comprehensive project modeling and monitoring capabilities, and our tools, techniques, methodologies. So please, capital market, we want to work with you to create brand new asset classes. The scarce model, this irrigation model, the land development model, the supply model, the PHP3 model, the energy model, primary production, value-added processing, and structured markets. We are ready to work with you to create those asset classes for you to walk your talk. So, what am I offering finally? Optimize agricultural value chains, development of bespoke agribusiness models and financial investment model solutions, within framework of institutionalized risk sharing, whereby your risk is absorbed up to 75%, and we can work with you to guarantee maximum returns on investment. So what is the reason why the capital market cannot walk its talk, puts its money where its mouth is? Because one, you cannot have a successful commodity trading ecosystem until you capitalize all those businesses behind the commodity trading ecosystem. So therefore, with the horizontals and verticals financed and developed, smallholder farmers can get access to farm sites and services for optimized technology-driven year-round production, and this structure is required to guarantee consistent supplies of commodities to a vibrant and functional commodities trading ecosystem. And thank you very much. Wow. Except the one that has to do, I think almost all of them. The first questioner made a typical case scenario of someone who produced and lost. And this is symptomatic of what we've been talking about. Let me assure you that, let me stand up if you don't mind. Let me assure you, except you want to play in the corporate agri space, the USs of the world, the flour mills of the world, the Leventices of the world, the Olams of the world, which is really a very tiny fraction of the percentage of the players in agribusiness. If you want to do agriculture at the bottom of the pyramid scale, you cannot play it alone. You can't do it. What we are seeing, aggregation, structuring, recognition, handshake, coming together, reaching scale at your own level. This is your brother in Ilori. I'm sure he thought it up alone. He designed it alone. He did his own analysis. He didn't benchmark his systems against what is standard. And he thinks he can do agri as a culture. Like I said earlier, the fundamental understanding there is nothing like agriculture. It has to be business. The moment you mention business, like I said, the fundamental rules of business is not a Nigerian thing, it's not a British thing, it's not a Korean thing. It's a global standard. And he cannot do it alone. Again, that is why, if you hear what my colleague, the Central Bank, mentioned, we are created to enable this kind of aggregation of minds, aggregation of lands, aggregation of commodities to happen. What I will offer to you, I think we are remiss in our own action by not exposing our capabilities to people like your brother. It's up to us now to open up those capabilities and tell people what to do so that they can succeed. So on the one hand, he has done it alone. On the other, we also are at fault because we didn't show people like him capabilities of what we can do to assist him. Number two, you mentioned something about solid minerals. Let me make a tangential remark to that. Just 4 days ago, the Vice President was making a speech at the CIDN. It was a surprise to us that he recognized the capacity and what NIRSAL can do. And he said, look, the model of NIRSAL has worked, it's working. The government is even trying to think on how to leverage and create a risk-sharing mechanism, similar to what NIRSAL is doing for agriculture, for the solid minerals as well. Because fundamentally, they are the same structure of the economy. Raw material, digging, bringing, beneficiation, value addition, and servicing the market. Fundamentally, there's no difference. Oil and gas is the same thing. Dig out, transmit, clean, value add, put to the retailer. So we think if the government drives it and the central bank also agrees to it, is something we will see happening whereby financing for solid minerals value chain can be de-risked. And banks can also do the same that they're doing for agriculture. So we'll keep you posted on that. Farm crowding, Ponzi scheme, 30%, 40% interest. I'm not here to badmouth any institution. We like young people that are very, very nerdy and they create initiatives out of the blue. But there are, beyond farm crowding, there are so many other young people doing their own thing. We just created a platform moderator called the NIRSAL Youth in Innovative Agribusiness. We will have to recognize them, encourage them, but also moderate some of their excesses. We don't want to throw the baby out of the bathwater. I think it's up to the regulators to look into that angle and clean it up. But all the farm crowds of the world, all the young people doing their different things, please let's encourage them, but let's clean up their processes. in terms of security, let me go to the basics. It's a chicken and egg situation. The demographic of our population that creates insecurity is the youth demographic, 18 to 35, isn't it? Because society has failed. There is no more enterprising youth demographic in this world than the Nigerian youth. We all know. Give them a challenge, give them resources. I can assure you, come back 10 days later, you see innovative solutions. But because we are not using that demographic, for example, create geo-cooperatives for youth, spread them along the value chain. Not everyone must do primary production. Let some be in upstream, doing seed marketing, seed sales, fertilizer supply, doing laboratory analysis. Let some of them be primary producers. Let some of them be in midstream, haulage, processing, and so on. Let some of them be in the downstream, retail, industrial, and so on. If you can be able to spread that youth, a youth that wakes up in the morning knowing he has to do something, by the time he comes back home in the evening, 5 a.m., he's completely tired. He has something to do the following day, he can plan his life. Do you think you'll be on the road trying to stop people from doing it? Because he's also a value taker from society. Let's go fundamental. We have got to carry our youth and put them into agribusiness value chain. There we can solve that problem. Meantime, if you keep lamenting that the government must do this, must do that, all of us, including government, must take our youth as the most productive segment of our demography and put them to work. This is the fundamental solution, and we can do it within 1 year. So, someone mentioned about commodity boards. This is 21st century. What we want to do is, in fact, that is why the Securities Exchange Commission is setting up this panel. The commodity board system was a policy instrument for its own time. The business-to-business environment can be so coordinated that we can achieve the government's policy objective by doing B2B, and the government can achieve its socio-economic objectives. So you cannot go back to commodity boards, because commodity boards is substantially a subsidy-less optimal system of price discovery than the commodity trading ecosystem we want to work on. So I'm sorry to say we have got to move on. That's what